Okay, this is the 6th of December, and it's the WrappedStake weekly meeting. During this meeting, what we do is we discuss the ongoing development of the WrappedStake project. We go over things that we should have completed during the last week and things that we are going to complete during the next week. The participants will be myself, Giarki, and Luis. No sign of Simon. He generally doesn't join these meetings. Um, I don't know why. He's too big time, I guess. So, yeah, I've started the meeting and I'm going to wait for those guys, but I won't keep you waiting. I will just restart the recording when they arrive. Did you both try to join at the same time?
Yeah, we organized this to make you have a panic attack.
Yeah, freaked me out a little bit. It worked. Well done. It looks like Luis is frozen in situ.
Yeah, he looks frozen to me too. Or maybe he's just
Is he still
playing Frozen.
Is he sitting really still? I'm not sure if I can see him breathing. No, he's frozen. He's definitely frozen.
Yeah, he's definitely frozen. He's not pulling a sneaky on us.
Can you hear me, guys?
Yes, we can hear you, but we can't see you moving.
I can see you guys moving, so strange.
Okay, you're coming up now. You're picking up speed. And now Giarki's Giarki's trying. Oh, Giarki, you've got too much time on your hands, mate.
Really?
Right, just to warn you guys, we are recording this session.
Oh, really? You tell me now?
Yes, now I tell you.
So I pretend being frozen.
Make sure that you've got your best clothes on and you look the part, so you can look really smart and professional. I'm probably going to post this one as well, providing we have nothing security intensive.
Okay, I'll keep an eye out.
Yeah, if there is, let me know, and I'll get my my editor to come out. So this week we had the added benefit of, if I can open it, we had the added benefit of a Google Doc. Did either of you go into it and edit it, or add, or remove anything?
Let me see.
I'm going to assume it's a no. I only put it up on Friday, I think, anyway. So.
Oh, here it is. Yeah.
No pressure if you didn't.
Yep, got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we can't modify it, but we can.
You can comment, can't you?
Yeah, we can give comments or whatever.
Let me just quickly log into it. I can't log in on my usual browser because I'm using it to host this meeting. No. Then everyone will be able to see my passwords. Right. So let's see. Right, Sunday the 6th of December. Okay, so we'll skip the first point, which was your security review stuff. Oh, actually, do we have to, or can we discuss that?
I don't know really. Depends if Lewis is still frozen for me, by the way.
No, he's moving around for me.
That must be my internet playing out.
See, he's moving. Yeah.
Okay. No, actually, really, I don't have much to say because I got tangled up in that nasty address changing bug, which Lewis found out for me. So I didn't really do any progress.
Okay.
Because I've been having a really, really tough time trying to get this to happen again. Okay. I know Lewis has given me multiple times the same steps, but I'm yet to be able to reproduce this. So okay. I'll need to call off on that for this meeting.
Okay, all right. The next thing I wanted to speak about was, did you look into how we could do the solvency transparency?
Yeah, I looked into it. For me, or at least on my side, I could provide an API which gives out the number of addresses we hold, the total amounts and stuff like that.
Yeah,
That wouldn't be a security issue at all, and I mean it would be live on chain. We can
yeah.
refresh it like every block or so. It wouldn't really matter. I don't really know how Lewis would. I still keep seeing him frozen, but whatever.
Yeah.
If Lewis is, he's that right, 100%. Lewis, you're
Yeah,
here.
on my end, he's moving about. Yeah.
Yes, I can hear you guys. So everything is
Okay,
fine on my side.
okay, I hear you, but okay, now you're moving again. Okay, perfect. No, anyways, yeah, no, it depends more or less also on Lewis how he, because I was thinking we could either integrate this in the dashboard, perhaps like some sort of analytic of type.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, because I've been looking at the competition. That's what I done this week, and I was
Yeah.
looking at Wrapped BTC,
Mm-hmm.
who are huge, by the way. Their market
Yeah,
cap
yeah.
is massive, right?
Like
So
top 10, right?
I think they're like 17th or something,
Yeah,
but
it's
they've got
crazy.
like 2.3 billion in market cap,
Crazy,
which is
crazy.
literally how much of value of Wrapped BTC they
Well,
issue.
Defi.
Yeah, but it's hard Bitcoin, so
Yeah,
they do it one for one. So effectively, they're holding $2.3 billion worth of Bitcoin.
yeah, crazy.
These guys. So I looked at them, and they've got is they've got a live, like a solvency type of thing where you can look at the addresses. It shows how much they've got in each address, and then what they do
Mm.
is once a week. I think they do a signed transaction from that address.
Yeah, they sign every single address. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
so
quite cool.
yeah, so I guess we could do something like that.
Yeah, we
Maybe
could do exactly the same.
once a
I can
week.
have all the addresses we hold sign a message
Yeah,
publicly.
yeah. There you go. And then maybe I guess we'd have to sign it once a month or something like that, as like
Yeah,
a
once a month
canary
sounds
in a
good.
coal mine type of thing, so that they know that we still have access
Hold,
to
yeah.
these funds. So there was that. If we can do that, that would be good. So I guess we'll add that to the to-do list for later on. I don't think it's something that has to be there at launch, to be honest with you. But I think as the project goes on and we get more and more, um,
Yeah, I think that the bulk of the work for this feature would be web dashboard
yeah,
side.
yeah,
Because the standard PIVX, the slash quantum D have everything we need to make this happen. So I suppose it's more of a
web dev.
way of organizing the data and displaying it.
And that won't be too hard. What I could do once we've launched, we could get a developer, maybe a web dev from Merge or someone from PivX. We could get to just build that particular page. It
Yeah,
shouldn't be a
yeah,
big
that could be it.
thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
The blog post that I sent you guys to review got some feedback from you guys. Well, I got some feedback from Luis.
Yeah,
And
I went through it like a few days ago. I was sure I already read that. Is it possible you already sent me that, or was I fantasizing?
I think maybe you were fantasizing. Or perhaps it
Okay.
just because it represents everything that is perfect in a blog post, you probably saw it and thought, okay, I've dreamt about these sorts of blog posts before.
This is it.
This is
This
it.
is it.
This is the holy grail of blog posts. So, so, so
Okay.
I went ahead and
Yeah.
posted that today. I haven't really shared it
Okay, that's
much, but
great.
I posted it today. Uh,
Well, if you give me a link or something, I'll share it too, like on Twitter or
yeah,
whatever it is.
yeah,
I mean, if we even as free sharing it or stuff like that, I think that more or less is gonna get the eye out because I mean, at least for me, and I know you, Cryptosi, have a few connections in the cryptocurrency community. We both have
yeah,
a certain amount of people who watch what we do,
yeah.
so that will just get the information out.
Yeah, it should raise more awareness.
Yeah.
Okay, so from my end, that's pretty much it. What I'm going to work on this coming week is partnerships, because that's another thing that I had the idea of doing, and then when I went to the Wrapped BTC website, I saw that they'd done it really well, where they've got loads of partnerships with loads of people. So I've already spoken to the guys at All Nodes. I want to bring them on board, but I also want us to have our own wallet where we're specifically integrated, where they're like either directly send straight to our gateway or straight to our website, or you can make the exchange in their wallet type of thing. One of the two, depending on which is safer for us to do, etc., etc.
I'm not sure, Lewis. Could the dashboard be easily made mobile friendly, or is it something? Because I mean, I was thinking
I'm not
perhaps
really
if
sure.
the it's okay, because I was thinking perhaps if the dashboard is mobile friendly, it would be quite easy to simply just redirect the Chromium instance on any device to the dashboard and making it a standalone application.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because development for mobile applications has been moving very much rapidly towards web applications. Like I've seen Google do loads of web applications, so it's heavily supported as a feature, and it seems to be the way forward.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Plus, it
But
makes it very, very easy.
I think that's another thing that shouldn't be too difficult for us to do. If we can turn it into either some sort of web app slash module that other wallets can integrate into their actual mobile wallet, I think that would be brilliant, because then people can
Yeah,
access us
absolutely.
even more easier. So what I'm going to do this week is try to find 2 or 3 wallets. I've got some in mind that I'm friendly with. Try and find 2 or 3 mobile wallets who would have us as, I don't know, kind of partners, where they'd have like an easy link to exchange into our thing. I also want to speak to the guys at StealthX as well, because I know I've dealt with them before. So hopefully we can get in with them.
StealthX.
Yeah.
Was that like a coin swapping service or something?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. It's like a
Yeah,
shapeshift,
okay.
like a
Oh
shapeshift
yeah,
type
okay.
thing.
I think you mentioned it already. I remember you talked
Yeah.
about it. Okay.
Oh yes, new business. Right. So I had this idea. Economics. Can we, instead of just having the 5% that goes to the team, can we have another 5% which goes to buyback and burn some of the tokens, a la Binance, like how Binance do it? So we'd have 5% of the rewards goes to the team or to development. And then 5% of the rewards also goes to buying back the tokens on the open market.
Buying back WrappedStake.
Yeah, buying back WSTK and then
Okay,
burning it
so selling
immediately.
PIVX, getting ETH,
Mm.
buying WrappedStake with ETH.
Yep.
Okay, so
And
that
then
would be very
burning
cool.
that wrap
Yes,
stake.
well, burning it
Yeah.
through
So
the Ethereum burn
yes.
mechanism. Yeah, that would be very cool, but I don't know how we could sell our PIVX trustlessly.
Right. Could we send it to a DEX? Would we sell it trustlessly that way?
Okay, so I don't think that there are right now dexes which have enough liquidity for PIVX
Mm-hmm.
for us to do that.
See, the thing is,
Given
depending on the
given the
size, of the burns
no, because once you get liquidity, you still need to get a way to tether our PIVX, which is on another chain, to be properly sold and its rewards to come on the market for WrappedStake. That's the conundrum. I don't think that would be possible.
Well, at the end of every week, we're gonna have the PIVX as a block, right? Regardless. So we're gonna, at the end of every week, let's say we have 1,000 PIVX, and
Yeah.
out of that 1,000, we want to have 50 go to the team, and then another 50 go to buyback and burn. Right?
Yeah.
The 50 that go to buyback and burn, we can take and exchange on a DEX for a certain amount of ETH, and then send that ETH directly to Uniswap and exchange it for WSTK, and then send the WSTK to a burn address.
Okay, we can't do that trustlessly though, but we could do it simply saying the team decides to use 50% of the funds they receive to do a buyback, and then we, put the buyback publicly.
Yeah. Oh, I see.
That would be the easiest way to do it.
There's no
You
way
can't
to-
really make it trustless
No, because it's cross-chain.
we could enforce some level of trustlessness. I'm not sure from the contract side. I suppose Lewis will need to chime in about that, but at least for me on the diamond side, I can easily supply it with an address, send X, have a script automatically sell everything it has, have another script automatically receive the Ethereum, and either through a contract buy it on Uniswap, buy WrappedStake on Uniswap, or buy it manually ourselves. But the point is that it takes a lot of complexity into account for what the end result would be basically the same, just as buying and telling everybody that we're doing it.
Okay. So effectively what I'm saying is, can we bump the developer fund up from 5% to 10% with the added caveat that we will burn 50% of what the developers get?
Now, I don't have numbers to run this on because I don't have much PIVX. I don't think I have. I have like 30 PIVX or something. I stopped looking into it a year and a half ago, and I don't have the staking amount I suppose we're gonna have when we launch WrappedStake to know exactly how much extra we're gonna make.
Yeah.
Now, for sure, once I get my special source in, no grinding, but optimizations, which will help. I suppose that
Your
we're gonna
turbo
get
code.
my lucky socks. I'll put my lucky socks on and I'm trying to keep serious, but you're not helping me. What is this? No, really. No, to be honest, okay. Seriously speaking, I don't really know how much extra we're gonna make compared to what we are actually supposed to get. That being said, if we reduce every single stake a user of WrappedStake has by 10%, we need to hope that we make at least 50%, 15% more than what we should be making.
Okay. Yeah.
So 15% more on the ROI. Now let me go and check PIVX stats. So staking PIVX. Now I think that the current ROI for staking is 8%. Yeah, 8%. 8.07. So an extra 15% on that, perhaps that will be possible. I don't really know. I'm just assuming here, but I suppose that an extra 15% would be something doable. I also don't think that every single user is going to be looking so much at how much extra they make.
No.
Because considering that we are pooling.
Well, a lot of the WrappedStake holders won't be the what's the word? The liquidity.
Staking.
Yeah, they won't be the
staking providers.
Exactly, they won't be the staking providers.
Okay. Yeah, that's true.
So a lot of people aren't going to be.
Okay. Yeah. It could get us a slightly lower ROI, but at the end of the day, I think it's plausible.
I think so. And what it's what I'm comparing it to really is the use case is instead of having wrapped BTC, you have wrapped stake, which whilst not as or whilst slightly more volatile than BTC, you you're going to be getting a reward on your wrapped stake all the time, and that's I think what the going to be the use case now.
Yeah.
The comparison is not going to be between having wrapped BTC, wrapped stake, or having PivX or having Quantum, but the comparison is going to be between having wrapped stake and having wrapped BTC.
Yep.
And
Yep.
you're
I
going to
agree.
be getting more than that anyway. Okay. All right. Cool. So I think
Cryptosi, a question though. Did PivX pump recently?
not particularly. No. I think it's at 40 cents now.
Oh, okay.
I don't
No,
know.
yeah, it did. Yeah,
Yeah.
it hit 50, 60 cents on Binance.
When?
Well, because it's so low volume that it keeps pumping and dumping.
Oh, if I'd have known, I would
Yeah.
have sold.
I keep getting those type of messages that it pumps and then it dumps.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
exactly. Yeah, because it's so low volume that, Binance has all these pump groups on Telegram, and they just say, buy
Mhm.
PivX, buy PivX. Everybody buys it, and it goes crashing down.
Ah.
It's so funny. Yeah, but that's an issue
Yeah.
that I don't know how we could offer. Either we choose the 7-day average price for oracleization,
Yep.
or no, because as of now spikes aren't so bad, but like the last 6 days there's been like 3 massive spikes, and they're so obnoxious because you,
I
you, you
think
can't
we
really
should.
do anything.
I think we should definitely use an average price if we can.
Absolutely. Lewis, is that feasible?
Yeah, I think it's feasible. Yeah, for
Okay,
sure.
perfect.
Okay, right. So that is my last. That's my last point. So over to you, Giarki.
Over to me. Okay. So my activities have been mainly losing my mind behind this very obnoxious issue Lewis discovered for me. The main issue for me is that it's been so complicated to replicate. And Lewis has been giving me information, and every single bit of information has made me more confused about this. Now, Lewis, you told me that it changes, and once it changes, it tends to stay the same.
But what I have seen is that at the beginning of the day when I start working and I think with the API, for example, I get Ethereum address.
Mm-hmm.
I get the response and I get the POS address, whatever it is. And then as I keep working with my dev stuff, suddenly I send another command, and out of nowhere, I start getting a new deposit address. That's the strange thing. It's like at the beginning, I wasn't really able to particular sequence of events that was triggering this to happen. The last couple of days, I did try to see sequence of commands, which are the that were triggering this situation of getting a different POS address. Basically, what I'm doing right now is I get address command 6 times. Then I start using the other method, like get deposit address 3 times, changing the nonce from 1 to 3. Then I did try a get address for the same Ethereum address that I was using before, and suddenly I got a different POS address.
Yeah, I
When
saw
I
those
got,
steps.
yeah, but then when I got the new address and I repeated again the same sequence of events, send 6 get addresses commands, and then send deposit addresses method calls, I didn't see a new change of POS address. I was getting
Yeah, it stays the
like the
same.
same. And after that,
Yeah, because for the last
like
3
if I
days,
keep
I've been
getting
spamming
data,
non-stop get deposit address and get address. And I have completely been unable to reproduce this. So I'm starting to think that it may be something about my server. But again, I don't know. I'm tempted to nuke the VPS, but that would be quite drastic. Before I do so, I was hoping to either build a test suite, which simply this sequence of events, and make it run like the whole night or something, and see if I could get it to happen again, and get a stack trace and see what's going on. Or otherwise, completely redoing everything, because at this point it's clearly not doable. Because if this thing happens, we cannot accept this to happen in production. I'm glad we found this now, but yeah, apart from that, I'm quite clueless, and it's not good. I'm not really sure what we should do.
Yeah, at the beginning, I was a little bit concerned that probably it was an issue on my JavaScript code that was getting this to happen. Using the curl commands on Linux independently of the JavaScript, I started getting and seeing the same situation. So that told me that at least the JavaScript code was not really the culprit.
Yeah, very, very strange. But yeah, unfortunately my progress has been kind of crippled because of this. Now, I hope I'm able to solve this in a relatively quickly. Once that is out of the picture, I'll probably be making a call just to get all the addresses we ever fed, so that we get the whole holdings and stuff like that we can use it for proof of reserve. And once that's done, I suppose that we can look into security. So security is being moved a little back, but apart from that, it's hopefully not something too major.
Cryptosi, is there any chance we can probably pull or push the date that we have, just to have discussion and be able to solve all these issues without any rush?
How much longer do you think you guys will need?
I was thinking probably instead of having like mid-January, probably push it 2 more weeks towards the end of January. What do you think? Because once we have this fixed, we will still need some time to test it. And the problem is that, for example, this change of address, because it is not happening like we don't really have a clue on how to trigger it. It might be possible that we might still have some issues, and we need to go through like some complete testing schemes to be able to be sure that this is not going to happen.
Yeah, if this can potentially lead to something that we leave in there by error, once we hit production and the bridge is reporting incorrect addresses, we're completely misassociating balances like all over the place, and it's like nuclear bomb exploding. That's the worst thing possible. I agree with Lou to account for, but not only this. I just think about encryption and the security dynamics. Even if we were to solve this, I mean, tonight obviously I'm gonna try and wrap my head around it. But apart from that, even if we were to solve all this, we still need to test it, and we still need to test encryption. So I feel like mid-January is going to lead us to a little rush, and rushing usually never brings anything good.
No, rushing is never.
By the way, Yaki, what this possible for you to have like a second VPS code, so I can keep moving forward and using the API? Because I was working a minute ago, and I was doing some stuff.
Oh yeah, sorry,
and I started getting some connection problems.
Yeah, I brought it down like 2 hours ago.
Yeah, I noticed this. So for me, it's going to be a little bit uneasy to have like this situation.
Sorry, Lewis.
So if it is possible for you like to have a second.
Yes, I'll boot it up once we finish the meeting.
Okay.
I think what
Don't
he
worry. Yeah,
wants is
sorry. I should
one,
have told you.
yeah, one that's up all the time, one that you don't take down.
Yep.
Okay. 27th of January as opposed to the 6th of January. How does that sound? Or do you want to just
Much
round
better.
it off and just go for the first week of February, just in time for Valentine's Day? So I can
I don't know.
do.
I'd be better like the end of January. So when we get late, we can still push back to the February.
Okay. Okay.
But well, you have to have retroactive thinking. I already know that most likely it's going to happen, so better prepare for it.
Yeah.
But I don't know, Lewis, if you wanna choose something.
I'm gonna throw in Louis. Are you okay with the 27th of? It was originally the 6th of Jan. Are you all right with the 27th? So that's what, 3 weeks later, three
Yeah,
extra
3 weeks later.
Yeah, from my side, it sounds good.
Yep.
Perfect.
So yeah, so effectively we will have another 7 weeks from today until we're expecting to launch. So assuming we get, what do you want, 3 weeks, two or 3 weeks of testing? How long do
Yep.
we really want to be
Mhm.
testing? Yeah, 2 or 3 weeks. Okay, so let me add that to the notes. Move launch back to 27th Jan. Sad face. Right, okay, cool. Is that your portion done then,
Yep.
Jerky?
I'm clear.
Okay, so you're out the woods. Luis,
Mm.
now just for
Yes.
you, sir.
Yeah, from my side, I've been spending a lot of time on the Oracle side of things. I developed this Node.js instance that I've been talking like the last several conference calls with you guys. Um, one of the initial things that I was spending time on is like, because this Oracle instance is going to be like a critical part of the system, because it is going to be the one interacting with the smart contract, we need to make sure that it is behaving in a secure way. Like any message that this instance sends to the contract, like the smart contract, we need to be sure that it's coming from that specific JavaScript instance. Like we don't want like another node to be sending messages to the Solidity contract and messing up with token minting and stuff. So I already enabled like a wallet for this Node.js instance. So it's getting like an Ethereum address, and it has a private address and stuff like that to be able to sign messages. So once the message is signed and the Solidity contract receives that, the smart contract is going to be able to validate that it's coming from that specific instance that we have deployed, because it will have this private address signature. Now, the consequence of this is, because we are providing a private address to the Node.js instance, we need to provide a secure mechanism to hide this private address. Like we don't want the private address to be sitting Node.js, because if somebody, I don't know, hacks the node, it will get the private address, and then that's it. We will lose control over the Ethereum wallet. So I spent some time working on that part, like trying to implement a secure way of providing this private address to the Node.js instance running on a specific host. So I started working with Docker and Docker secrets and stuff, some implementations. Some of the implementations actually didn't work in the end because they had some limitations. For example, I was working on Docker encryption for the containers. So I was able to actually deploy my Node.js instance on an encrypted. At the end, after I went through all the work, I had a problem, because the container was running, the Node.js instance was running, but it happened that the specific encrypted container was not getting access to the host port that I needed to be able to communicate with my running instance on that container. For some reason, this was not working, so I had to throw away all the work that I did with these encryption containers, and I had to implement like a different approach. So I've been spending time on this. Now I have an implementation that I believe it is going to work. Probably I can provide more information regarding this later on. But in summary, is basically I just have a new way of implementing this, and I think it's going to work and be able for us to hide this secret information that we don't want nobody else to be able to access. So this is something that's took a lot of time from my dev work. At least that part is working. Now that this is working, I'm focusing now on implementing the database that I talked also about some weeks ago. Every time I get information from the Akis API, I'm going to add the information that I'm getting on this database, like to have this feedback or duplicate information for us to have like a more reliable system for us. With respect to these duplicated addresses that I'm currently getting, part of the ideas that I have is every time a user gets a deposit address, I'm going to keep a record of that POS address that he's getting. So say, for example, if for some reason later on that user, that for some reason the API provides a different address, I will be able to find this situation and at least trigger like a error message or something telling the user, like, hey, there is a problem, you're getting a new address. So at least the user will not use that different address. It will be like a fail-safe mechanism.
Yes.
For
Sounds
us.
very rational because perhaps it may happen. Always better to have double
Yeah.
security.
So on my database, I will also be keeping track of each deposit address that each Ethereum address is getting from the Akis API.
Awesome.
And at least that will provide us like a fail-safe mechanism to avoid any duplications happening there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds good. Jarky, you happy with that, mate?
Yep, absolutely. I was also thinking now there's a very nice explorer for Lewis, did you finish? Sorry if I'm jumping.
Yeah.
Okay.
No problem. Go ahead.
This explorer, I'll link it for you. It's called Chain Z. It's quite cool because it gives loads of data. We can sign a message on this explorer when we Google our PIVX address, and it will actually let us choose a name. Now, if we choose WrappedStake.io as a name, that makes us quite official, doesn't it? That's quite cool.
Yeah,
I was thinking about it, like, I don't know, it just randomly crossed my mind. I'm not really sure where. I don't know, maybe we have to. Maybe this version over here, you need to send them an email or something. Yeah, but these Explorer guys, they're happy to let you prove ownership. Yeah. And there's people using it, so if they see a proof of stake block getting hit by WrappedStake, they're going, look, what is WrappedStake? There's stakers. There's like people who want to stake.
Yes.
So like that's really hitting the real people who wanna stake on PIVX. That's something we could type down and maybe look into.
Right. Let me do that. I'm gonna add that to my. That's an amazing idea, Giarki. Well done. Right. I didn't really want to do that. Right. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add that. I'm gonna email them and see if I can get.
Yeah, they usually do that for exchanges. Like I remember for Lux, we have that same Explorer, and they gave a name to Cryptopia's main wallet.
Right.
So you could see to Cryptopia, not the address.
Yeah.
So that's like a way of keeping track of stuff. But if we do the same, they're going to be, I suppose they're not really going to pose us signing ourselves as an address on the Explorer.
That's a good idea. And I guess I could not only, do you think that feature will be on other Explorers? So I could maybe go to the...
I'm sure that it's on, maybe Chain Z is something he does. Because I do know that CryptoCore, which is a guy I love very much. I actually hate him, but I can't say it.
What I'm thinking about is the official PivX Explorer.
What explorer is that? Is it
pivx.org/block explorer. Let's see. Yeah, there's an official explorer. So
okay, now this
explorer.pivx.link. Now I'll link to it. Let me send you the link in the chat.
Okay, so this one over here, we don't need to ask anybody, which is the CC core. No, C core. Let me check link. PivX link. Is that one the guy? No, this is Blockbook. This is just a Blockbook fork.
Okay.
So it's
so it doesn't have
it's a copy paste.
Doesn't have the functionality.
No, it's got nothing. Yeah, no, it's I doubt it's got much. Yep. No.
Okay.
No, this one over here doesn't let you.
So what
do you can? No, let me see.
Crypto Core.
No, I don't think so.
So do you want me to message these Crypto Core Explorer guys?
No, Crypto Core actually lets you do it without asking anybody or doing anything, as far as I know.
Okay.
While Chain Z will need we need to tell him or something.
Right. Okay.
Let me see. Yeah, you see, if like randomly I just picked the first staking address, this one over here. If you open it, you can see that there is a there's the address, and under this PivX address, and there's a nice little claim. When you click claim, you need to sign a message, and you can choose a display name. And every single transaction which gets made by you, also on the proof of stake winners list and everything else, gets saved as WrappedStake.io, for example. So if you go in post mining, you actually see the pool name, which is quite cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that is cool. Okay. All right. I want to add that CC core. The thing is, we can't do the CC core part until we've got the addresses, can we?
Yeah, no, obviously.
Until
we can inquire for the future.
With Chain Z though, that's what we're gonna do. So we can inquire. We can offer them a little space on our partners page, which I'm going to make.
Something like that would be. We could link every PivX transaction through CryptoCore, through Chain Z or something like that.
Yeah.
He's got a very nice explorer. I totally respect his work. He really is quite good. And it's closed source, but he wrote it completely from scratch.
Let me see if I get you guys. So the idea of this explorer is for each deposit that is made into our wallet, we will sign it, so people will make sure that
it is
happening
know
through our
we are staking it
through our staking mechanism. Okay.
Yeah, I was thinking that once I get the whole list of addresses, it is quite a simple web script procedure to get it to save all of our addresses in one go. Because everything, it's a very simple step. I just need to open a single tab for every single address we have, and I need to simply sign a message for every single tab we have. So we can do it like slowly through time, or we could do it all in one go or something like that. I don't think like it's too much of of stuff to do. Yep, yeah, that was my small little idea, but I think it's quite good.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. Yeah,
cheers.
I like it. Okay then, guys. 45 minutes in. I think I'm gonna call it there, unless any of you have got anything else to add.
Just make sure you cut the bad parts.
Yeah, there'll be no.
That's the only thing I need.
Yeah,
you can keep the bad parts for blackmail or something, but don't make them come out right
now. Yeah, okay, all right. So there may have been a part earlier on in this recording that may or may not have been edited out. So by the time people see this, by the time people see this, it'll be gone anyway. So it doesn't matter. All right, cool. So I'm going to say the 13th of December, same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, same time on the
Yeah,
13th.
Sure.
All right,
Yep.
awesome.
sounds great.
All right then, fellas. I will see you next week. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank
No
you for
problem.
your time, Cryptosi.
Thank you.
Cheers, guys. Bye.
Thank you, Lewis.
Bye.
Bye-bye, guys. Bye.